Ollie Robinson has just bowled. First of all, he's taken the wicket of Solomon there for his Glen RBW to 30. And then straight after, the bowler ball, which basically hit the stumps, should have been out. And Azim Shah has luckily not been dismissed. The ball missed the bat, hit off stump, snicked it.
Big spike there.
Incredible.
Yeah, quite bizarre. It's a different thing when it skims the wicket on the outside, but it hit the stump and there was a deflection.
Ben Stokes. It's all happening here. Ben Stokes has got Pakistan 6 for 259 with a good hour and a half plus left in the day's play. Weather's the only problem. Maybe the clouds or the light, I should say, or maybe a problem. But Ollie Robinson's taken 3 for 48 off these almost 19 overs. So quite incredible. Himanshu is back after 7 months from injury. Himanshu Hela, where have you been back from? Where have you been gone from? 7 months from injury. What did you have wrong with you? You couldn't text? So that's the only reason why you wouldn't be able to come on the show. Anyway, this is Pakistan versus England. Obviously, India were beaten, unfortunately, by Bangladesh yesterday in a very, relatively close one, but India didn't seem to know what they were doing there. They should have won that match as well, but Bangladesh survived and were able to win. And, of course, Australia defeated West Indies the other day in Test match, which they're going into another Test match on Thursday in Adelaide with a new bowler potentially for Australia. He bowls 150 clicks. That is Lance Morris, who I know very little about from WA. Apparently, he's quite a scary proposition. He's come out of nowhere. So Australia are either desperate or they've been holding him back for some time. So welcome, Himanshu Hela. I'm not sure what your injury was. Are you going to explain to us what your injury was? That'd be good to know. So, the ultra edge of the stumps there, Ollie Robinson's got the ball to be snicked from the stumps. Is that caught behind? Caught off the stumps. It's the most bizarre situation. I tell you what, England, if they win this, they deserve it big time. Now, seems not out 0 after 4 balls, and Azhar Ali is on 39 off 78 balls, and with his broken finger, I believe he's got. Leach has bowled some 16 overs for 55 runs, so he's been a tad expensive, but not really. So Azhar Ali's got to really start to manipulate the strike. Pakistan need 85 to win, 84 to draw. That's looking less and less likely if they lose more wickets. So we're watching here live from Rawalpindi, or as they call it, Pindi.
Not quite sure. There will be a lot of stroke play in the middle. Also hanging back.
Azhar Ali's taking the single moves on to 40 off Leach, so he's giving Nazim the ability to play. Morris should have played in Adelaide because he bowls and everything. Well, they're bringing him into the squad. Scott Boland's the other person who is likely to be given the opportunity. Is Scott Boland more likely to play in Melbourne and Sydney and not in Brisbane? Or is it potentially that Morris might play in Brisbane? I think Pat Cummins will probably. I'll be out for a couple matches. As a matter of fact, which is one. So Pakistan are now 6 for 260. Cockroaches flying around the house again. Bloody cockroaches. Jack Leach bowling to Nazim Shah at the moment. So Jack Leach is just going to hold up an end. He won't take any wickets, you would think, especially with the old ball. Very interesting. There's a lot of discussion whether or not England will go for the new ball when they have the opportunity, which they would normally have done. They did it in the first innings. They took the wicket where Leach got Azhar Ali caught actually LBW. It's 3:30 p.m., 3:35 p.m. in Rawalpindi. It's 9:30 p.m. here, so it was 6 hours difference in time.
Maybe an hour and 10, hour and 12 of cricket left.
So
Need 4 wickets.
less than a couple of hours play, you would think.
Starting to drift away with the wind. If it goes one end, they'll be going nowhere.
Fair crowd there. So Pakistan need 83 to win, but of course they only need 4 wickets, and they've got 4 spin bowlers there. Ollie Robinson certainly is the one that's been for me. He's taken 3 for 40 out of his 10 overs. Only bowled 10 overs. Bill Curran also said Morris is dangerous from the start. Well, that's not much real. Although I hadn't heard of him before. Had you heard of him before? I hadn't heard of him. So it's interesting how he's come out of nowhere and heard very little about him. So the pace rules the roost, doesn't it? You got Ben Stokes there. Ollie Robinson's bowling out of Stark. Morris both playing Adelaide. Western will be in big pressure. Well, yes. Quite likely, but it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
I think the way Robinson's bowling, Azhar-Ali's got to take the strike.
Oh my God. Azhar-Ali has just been caught at leg slip off Ollie Robinson. He's got his 4th wicket. Pakistan now 7 for 260. Pakistan look like they're going to lose this. Ollie Robinson 4 for 48 off 19, not 10, but 19.1 overs. Azhar-Ali is absolutely devastated. He scored 40 runs. Got out rather innocuously to a ball on the leg side there. Popped it up, and what was he doing? There was a man there perfectly positioned.
But the plan has worked, and what a time.
Did he not know he was there? Is the question I've got.
England are off. Robinson are off. And Azhar-Ali, the wicket they wanted, gone for.
Azhar-Ali caught Root Bob Robinson for 40 of 81 balls. He'd be disappointed with getting out that way, especially when there was no one there before. I'm not saying that the man was there, I'm assuming. So they've got basically the bowlers left. 4 bowlers to bat to survive an hour or 2. And on top of that, Ben Stokes' decision to declare is an absolutely fantastic one. Here comes in Mahmood, who's ultra defensive, can hang around a bit. Could they hang around for a good hour? But whether he can hang around for an hour and a half is another question. You would argue Pakistan don't deserve to win this match now, and England certainly deserve to take such a bold risk to declare. Pakistan is 7 for 260. Here he is. Zahid Mahmood. He's only played 1 match at this level.
3 wickets away, England.
Ollie Robinson must be playing out of his skin now, taking 4 wickets. You can't see Pakistan winning this match. ARF is best. Nor can I. I'm not sure what Azhar-Ali was thinking. It was a man clearly there.
Still within catching length of the ball, with the ball dying on him. This is absolutely brilliant from Stokes.
Ben Stokes is gleeful as anything.
I reckon if Stokes win this, he manages to win this test match, I think he should be named the mayor of Rawalpindi. Somebody to pull out.
Pakistan is so important for the World Test Championship. If they lose it, it'll throw them in a bit of a spin. Probably confirms Australia versus South Africa. or perhaps Australia versus India.
Stokes now knows they're not playing any shots, so he can
Yeah, so Pakistani batsmen are now not playing any shots, so the win factor is out of the question. With some 84 to get to win, they're not going to do it. Pakistan can't deserve. Well, I think they have played pretty well, but if they lose this now, they're not going to be happy.
Just be hanging on and waiting for those shadows to lengthen.
No, it certainly has got a good defence on him, though. I must give him that.
I think so. The way it's reversing, you always do what the opposition least want you to do. If you're Nazim, Zaid, you'd want to space Leach. Anderson or Stokes, two right-handers with it reversing.
Ben Stokes is extremely confident now. He's got Harris, Ralph to come into bat, and I think Ali's one of the bat. There's not much there.
Yeah, the other factor is you say 450, but around 430-ish, the spinners have to bowl anyway. Yeah, so that's why now I would go seamers now until the umpires. I saw Stokes in that last wicket just have a word with the umpires, and the word he would have had is just tell me if I need to take my seamers off if it's getting too
The shadows of the stands are now reaching the pitch.
That's exactly what I will do.
Molly Robertson comes in the bowl, and Mahmood seems to be pretty confident. Vinny Collins's team was batting. They chased down 343. A flat pitch. Bubba played poor shot on the second. Yeah, he did, but yeah, pretty hard. Not many times scored 343 in the last innings. Okay. Last three batters have got 76, 46, and 30. So there's been some reasonable efforts. Bubba and Shafiq, the only two that haven't scored.
As ever, with this wonderful England captain,
James Anderson's on the bowl as well.
Every decision spot on. Leach, have a blow. Anderson, you're on.
Pakistan certainly a bit despondent. Anderson comes on the bowl at 2 for 35 off his 19 overs. He's bowled fantastically well. Had to bowl a certain type of delivery which he wouldn't be used to. A lot of short stuff.
Make the single. Just making sure they're on the same page. Anderson knows these conditions. Anderson knows he's not going to get many. Caught slip, maybe a leg slip on the reverse swing in. Outside edge might just die a bit. Still LBW and bowled. Key forms of dismissal. The odd short ball to a tail ender with short leg in.
Anderson and Ben Stokes came to discussion then, but Anderson said they brushed him off and said, "Oh, no, I want to do it." Anderson 2 for 36. I knew he's 20 over. Brilliant.
Pre-tee, before they were walking off, Stokes gave him a big chat. We are still in this. We're going to go and get some wickets, and that's exactly what we did. Straight after tea, Robinson on review got a wicket. Salman LBW. And then
Amazing. Ollie Robinson's just come on taking two rippers. Mahmood's got the capability to hang around, but he won't be able to on his own. The seam will go. And with Ralph and Ali exposed, that would be probably it.
As I said, slowly they'll be surrounded. Another fielder.
Some of the Australian support staff of Pakistan probably will be unhappy. Seven for 261, chasing 343.
Ben Stokes,
With
from England.
Some probably about 20 overs left.
Very likely in this game now, favoring.
I'm seeing one not out off 9, and Mahmood having faced 6 deliveries, hasn't off the mark, and he wouldn't be upset about that. 7 for 261, the target 343. And Anderson bowling extremely well. Well, they're on pace, 131 Ks, but that's okay. I think they're quite happy with that speed. This ground looks like a carpet. This is perfectly, it looks like it's not a crack anywhere. But they're getting a bit of in-swing off the old ball. They haven't taken the new ball. It's due, but they haven't taken it. Will Jack seems to be limbering up. Joe Root might come off on one end, but looks like Robinson's going to start for a bit longer. I say with Anderson. Anderson bowling a shorter ball, which he's bowled a lot of in this innings. At a slower pace than 130. Anderson 2 for 36 off 20. Great. Less than 2 and over. But brilliant stats. Keaton Jennings, who's good fielders on the field there. I'm guessing he's there for Liam Livingston. Seen behind me the picture of got Warren and Morley. $262 for 7.
Well, after a 17-year absence from the country, this has been a test match worth waiting for. England have made the running, Pakistan have played their part. We still don't know which way it will go, but 7 down now, England requiring just 3 more, and Robinson getting this old ball to talk. Odds very much in England's favour. Yeah, they've still tasted surprising. It is the tail, and it's not the most awesome tail in history in terms of Pakistan's batter. They've had better.
Pakistan 7 for 262. Target of 343. Still 82 to go, but they've got no chance now. Nazim on 2 off his 10 deliveries. Mahmood not over the he's over these accounts after 11. Very dogged defence, says Mahmood. Robertson's doing everything he can with 4 for 49, and there was 21st over now. Speed's also down at 131, but not worrying him too much at all.
Near full house here, lovely sunny conditions. They've sat absolutely wrapped.
One lady there looks like she might be sleeping rather than watching.
That's a good, solid defence.
Tell you what, Mahmood's very impressed with his defence. Can he hold out? Let's see.
55 minutes, something like that. Yeah, I mean we go on what we've seen for the last 4 days.
Ollie Robinson's been fantastic with his 4 for 49 now. I think he's got.
Latest was about 10-2. So 5-0. It won't go
7 for 262. Everyone thought that England retired or declared too early and gave Pakistan more than a sporting chance. Well, it looks like they might be bang on the number to win.
This is a bit deeper. Duck it very straight and catching. Root is in that leg trap where he snapped up Azhar Ali. A brilliant bit of cricket that from England.
Certainly the shadows have certainly been cast over the ground. The tower and one of the stands is almost over the pitch now.
Down on his knees. He's right under the batsman's backside. So close.
Harry Brook looks like he's almost on the pitch.
Oh, it's an outswinger. It's a brilliant outswinger from Robinson. This is fantastic bowling with the old ball. 262 for 7. One of the things about Robinson in the space of the last 9 months or so, 9-10 months, is that he has worked very hard on fitness. He hasn't necessarily worked on the no balls, that's been called late.
Ollie Robinson certainly has improved his bowling for sure.
It's the whole strengthening. And whereas just at the end of that tour of Australia,
I'm sure they'll be joined by anyone. They have been on for 20 minutes. The game's been on for 20 minutes as well. We've got about an hour, I'd say, and maybe 20 to go. That will be an overall today.
full credit to all of them. They've put in the work.
Mahmood's been very impressed with his blocking technique. It's not exactly beautiful, but it's effective and keeps repeating the dose.
By those within the England camp slams a bit excessive, actually criticised. But just 3 seamers today, they've had to do their share of the work because the spinners hardly bowled at all between lunch and
Ollie Robinson's now bowled 21 overs for his 2 for 36. So that's Anderson's bowled 2 for 36 or 20 overs.
Was reversing between 70 and 80 overs, but he just took the second new ball immediately, and this time he's delayed it. And that has
Whereas
proved to be
Robinson's got 4 wickets.
Goal.
Just some 49 the last count.
Always got it there as an option if these tail enders stubbornly resist, and then you could go to that second new ball.
So far, these tail winners are stubbornly resisting.
2 leg slips, short leg, short mid wicket.
So they've got 2 short legs, 2 short mid wickets, and a slip.
Us tail enders, we hate facing new ball. So I wouldn't delay
And
that.
a sling off.
Hate the new ball because they're getting comfortable. Yes, a lot of fielders are on the bat, and Anderson hoping that one will sort of come a little bit more than the other, the in swinger, and might hit the pad.
So Pakistan need 81 to win now. But yeah, these 2 are not going to be scoring in any hurry. Mahmood, in particular, he's faced 16 balls for no run. He's going to score 80. He'll be there for a lot of balls.
Anderson pressed the outside edge, not for the first time today. He, like Robinson, has been superb.
When's the Sunday till they get these 80 runs? That's not happening.
To loosen up the backward point, so it may get a bit of spin.
Pity in some ways, because it would have been exciting to see them going for it and go close, but no. Well, James Anderson, Ollie Robinson, Ben Stokes floating around. They've got bowlers that can take wickets.
It's that straightforward dilemma, isn't it? The old ball might reverse for you.
Rawalpindi is a road. We all know that. The first test, we're on day 5 of Pakistan. First England series is a game in Multan and Karachi.
The last 5 days.
Sean Tate, the bowling coach, of course, was Sarfaraz was there as well. Oh, geez. Nassim did not know what to do. Then the ball was meant to be short and it barely got up.
And Nassim kind of turned his back on it as if he expected the ball to rise. And in the end was slightly fortunate that it just didn't balloon up somewhere off his glove. Well played. Yeah, it didn't get high enough to balloon up in the end. I mean, maybe the new ball again. Lacar's point here, actually, Sotoboche is new ball will bounce more.
Oh, absolutely awful shot, but got away with it. And we follow our song.
Didn't really know.
A man like James Anderson's got 670 test wickets. Something 38 behind Shane Warne now. And about 130 behind Murali. Man, I'll get to Murali, but he's got a very good chance of going past Shane Warne, which would make him the 2nd most successful bowler ever. Incredible. 175 tests for an opening bowler. Almost hard to comprehend.
Robinson has put in so much very good hard work here today. Just
7 for 263. So Ollie Robinson is not coming on the bowl. Like Stokes has decided to take the mantle.
Yes, well worth it. Deserved round of applause from the runs.
Both Brendan McCullum and Paul Collingwood are both clapping Ollie Robinson off the ground. He's bowled these overs and he's taken his 4 wickets, and they seem to think he's had enough for some reason, or maybe he needs a spell. He's gone off the field. James Overton's come on, but he won't be bowling, of course. Ben Stokes will probably take his position with Anderson. Ben Stokes can bowl a ridiculous short ball or something like that, and he'll put them in the back foot.
Just drops below the overhang, and it's now directly in our eyes, and that's just a sign that it's starting to fall.
Oh, Ben Stokes has taken the old ball and dug it in, and it's gone away, and poor old Mahmood had no idea. Beautiful position of the scene. And certainly did nip and turn, nip and move, I should say.
Number 9, very difficult.
Mahmood's impressing the hell out of me for a guy that can't bat.
Single taken in the end. There's a little bit of hesitation at first.
There's some comments with the light going. We heard that earlier. It's only hope for Pakistan is the light going, I think. Certainly nothing else out there that's in their favour. They're not going to get the runs. 80 runs they've got to get now. They're unlikely. Thank you, again. 34,001 subscribers. Oh, God, no, that was a shot.
It was a Courtney Walsh style lead, wasn't it? Yeah, from a bit lower.
This is it's a circle review. It's basically live, day 5 of the first test in Rawalpindi, or Pindi as they call it. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know what Nasim's doing. He's playing a half karate shot or flip. I don't know what he's doing to Ben Stokes. Disastrous type of shot. He's getting away with it. Beautiful position of seeing. It just holds its line. And Nasim's swatting it like a fly, not going anywhere near it. Thank gosh.
This coming bowling first over, landing on the money. The fuller your ball, it's easier to bat against.
Nasim has survived as Stokes over. He's 1 for 65 off 16. Pakistan 7 for 264. Some 80 away from the target. There's not many runs, but the batsmen are shutting up shop. Harris Ralph might come in next and go for it, I'm not sure. It's fast approaching 4 p.m. in Rawalpindi, which is about 9 a.m. here. Actually, 10 p.m. here. Anderson coming in the bowl to Mahmood. Mahmood's covering it beautifully. If you can fit anyone in to survive this, Mahmood's the one, I'd say. Whether Nazim's his partner, I don't know. And Harris Ralph and Ali batting, there's not much left for their department.
The technicalities of over race, no one ever is really nowadays. It's all about the effort, just trying to find 3 balls now that can take wickets.
We need to get to take. Oh, was that a great catch? I'm afraid it looks like he's out. Yes, it is. Mahmood's connected one on the leg side. Ollie Pope's taken an absolute screamer off Anderson. Anderson's got his 3rd wicket. He's down to 671 test wickets. Incredible catch. An absolute Ollie Pope stunner there of keeping a part-time keeper who got a century in the first innings. Anderson's got the ball to slide on the leg side. It's just been touched up his hip, and he's beautifully, well caught, Ollie Pope. Mahmood just got a touch to it. Brilliant bowling. Looking very, very, very unlikely that Pakistan's going to win this match, or at least draw this match. Still netting 80 runs. Zahid Mahmood, who's there for 21 deliveries, he's out for 1, caught Pope bowling Anderson's 3rd wicket. 3 for 36 off his 21.2 overs.
A nice moment with Ben Stokes showing his appreciation Folks, of course, would have kept wicket in this game, but for the virus that he suffered on the game.
I was showing Ben Folkes now. What are they trying to say? Ben Folkes is upset that Pope kept well.
He loves that. It's a fantastic catch down the leg side and full appreciation from folks.
Harris Ralph comes in at 8 down for 264. Not a lot of hope here.
It's had a difficult game.
Harris Ralph in his first test can barely bowl because of a quad injury. He's batted once and got 2, and he's batting now at a very important stage of the match. Pakistan needing 80 runs to win. Little hope, and England only need 2 wickets.
He's standing pretty close, and that was a beauty from him. Full stretch.
No,
onto his left. He's not regular with his gloves, and what a catch! Once again, Anderson picking up a wicket.
Pakistan looks like they're going to fall away here, and England are going to win a match that they thoroughly deserve to win. After an incredible batting performance, the most ever test runs in Pakistan, well over 1,700 test runs in this match. Most ever was over 1,900 runs. That was back in, I can't remember what year it was. It was in the timeless test of 10 days. Oh my God. And it goes to finger. Ralph's out. First ball, second ball. You might as well review it, but he was plumb as hell. Anderson's going to get his 4th wicket. He goes 672 wickets, only some 36 from Warren. Keeps going, this is going to get it next Ashes series. We'll get that total. Ooh, it looks out.
I need Ultra Edge to confirm, please.
Let's have a look here. Ralph, first or second ball. Looks like it might be second ball.
Roll through.
No bat whatsoever.
Gap between bat and ball, and no bat in ball.
Doesn't look too high. Don't forget the umpire's giving him out, so it's the benefit of doubt already on the side of the dismissal.
Impact is in line.
No, umpire's call. Push us out.
I'll tell you when you're on screen. You can signal now. Umpire's call it is, and that is good enough for England. So Harris
9 for 264, Pakistan. I'm totally gutted with the team things and they're playing outdated test cricket. Ahmed Raza, I wouldn't be that upset. They're beaten by a better side, quite frankly. England scored 4 centuries in the first innings. Admittedly, Pakistan scored 3 in their reply, but it's just been a better game. Beautifully declared by Ben Stokes. He's a champion. Absolute champion. 9 for 264, and in comes Ali, who's looking forlorn at the moment. His team's got to get 80 runs to win, so they're impossible to get that. It looks as though Anderson's got 4 wickets for 36 off his 22nd over here. Brilliant stats. A man like James Anderson, Ollie Robinson, so you're not gonna miss out, are you?
That is the important number. Pakistan 9 down. We can discount.
Nazim 2 off 19, and Ali yet to face the ball. Pakistan needs 39 runs to.
Pakistan have been in the game for long periods.
I need 80 to win, actually.
But to this post-tea session, when England have taken 4 quick wickets, they've manipulated this old ball and bowled with great skill, taken a couple of steps.
England have bowled with great skill. Ben Stokes was fantastic. James Anderson, one of Ollie Robinson's been outstanding.
Anderson to the last man.
Anderson next, he's got another 5 for him.
In swinger again, the old ball has reversed significantly.
They haven't bothered with the new ball. The old ball's done it reversed significantly.
Time and a fair enough call. Delight for England. Once you've decided to go on the back foot, you've got a very little chance of surviving. And Anderson gets it right. The England camp, very, very happy.
Anderson's got so many people in the back. It's not funny. It's got two short legs. He's got two fine legs. Well, short fine legs. A couple of slips, a gully point. All incredibly close. So Anderson, 4 for 36 off 22 overs. Quite incredible.
You will know, of course, that the last time England beat Pakistan away was the infamous match in the dark, or one that finished in the dark in Karachi 2000. Since then, they had to play Pakistan away in the UAE. And
so really, with Shafiq getting out for 6, Imam Al had 48. Ashar Ali got out recently for 40. Shouldn't have played that shot.
And finish this off now and start the series with a win.
2 slips, 2 short legs. Ben Stokes is just nibbling away there off stump.
Has looked dangerous with the in-swing. You'd say that Stokes is proving to be really challenging for Nassim with this ball swinging out from wide of the crease. Very difficult.
Wide mark, then move it swinging it back in and holding its line.
Even more so for Nassim. Not seen this much swing throughout the last 5.5 days. It's just started doing a bit.
Yeah, it is just giving a bit. The reverse swing is definitely working.
There was a little bit of
I'm not going in this is commentating because we haven't seen this much swing, and the old balls is working beautifully here. 9 for 264. Ben Stokes is, oh my gosh.
It's close to the outside edge.
Holding his line. I know somebody did take a look at where the ball hit the stumps, but they didn't actually didn't lift the bails, surprisingly. Oh, almost bowling.
Causing Nassim all kinds of problems. Would be fitting if Stokes can take the final wicket.
Ben Stokes yet again is fighting hard. Amazing.
Yesterday, the way that he's encouraged England's batsmen to score so freely that have given England the opportunity in this game on a lifeless surface.
Some 7 or 8 minutes past 4 in Rawalpindi. What was the next? We went softly.
Well, it's not swinging, it's seaming actually, because it moves after it pitches. It's presenting the seam beautifully. See that the seam lands and then it just goes away from Nassim Shah.
Oh,
Close again to the off stump.
Rules coming in, holding its line, just missing off stump.
He has passed the outside edge. Nassim survives. Pakistan survives.
So Stokes 1 for 65 off 17. Nassim Shah survives on 2 runs from 25 balls. Balls angled way in and just, oh my God, missing off stump by a hair's whisker.
Kept going throughout this testing day. Almost incredible that not one of those has either found the edge or just tickled a stump.
Oh, pretty sure James Anderson is going to want to get a 5 for.
Movement off the surface is
Anderson's very keen. He's 4 for 36 off 22. He can easily take Ali's wicket in this over. I'm predicting well. Ooh.
No. It's been a legitimate tactic that today, though, from England. With close fielders in on the leg side. We've already seen Root take one.
A bit of a body line, just a bit of a body line positioning of the fielding, but without pace. James Anderson, after taking some 672 wickets now, 36 behind Warne to go into second spot, is 4 for 36, coming in for his 5th wicket, I'm pretty sure.
virtually every fielder now, bar Robinson, is close in. They call that famous.
So there's two slips, a keeper, two fine legs or two short fine legs.
The last man, John Inverarity, I think it was. Yep, 17 years ago. He's 40 years of age now. He's the only survivor from that 2005 tour, and he's still going strong. What a remarkable performer.
There's two short fine legs. There's a very close in square leg and two short mid-ons. Silly mid-ons, you almost call them. That's 2, 3, 5. But that square leg is actually in front of square, otherwise you'd be in trouble.
We're still hoping that Pakistan will survive for the next half an hour or so.
Pakistan have got an opportunity to win the match, but the problem is that they are playing outside outdated pathetic test group. Well, no, I don't think it's necessarily outdated. It certainly is. It's not pathetic either, but they haven't played well.
Yeah, it's going to be 30, 35, maybe 40 minutes if England need it, or if they're lucky. There will be a time where the sun goes down behind the stand, the lights will come on, where quicker bowlers might be questioned as to whether they're allowed. All the previous days we had the spinners bowling at the end of the day.
.264 for 9, so there's still got 79 or even 80 runs to get the total. I'm not going to get it if these two bat the way they are. And as well, let them get that. Oh my god. Maybe it's worthwhile going for it.
It's good bowling. Final outswinger to follow 3 or 4 in-swingers. Great skill from Anderson, but Muhammad Ali survives. 264 for 9. We reckon we got about 35 minutes.
Not looking very good.
No, they went off at 6. They brought the lightnings that way before that.
The lining is the only deterrent here at the moment, which is in the way of England winning this match and Pakistan's hopes of making the WTC final falling away quite quickly.
Time ticking away. Precious minutes. We've got a drinks break as well. The end of this over, which will eat into a little more time. Pakistan have to take it ball by ball, over by over.
Oh, what there. That was a keeper's catch. I went between keeper and Joe Rick got out of the way, and Ollie Robbins and Ollie Pope seemed to not move. Both Root at first and Pope looked at each other. In fact, it's a Ben Duckett clip.
Yeah, it'll look very strange when you see it again now. Pope could have gone
close
enough to the keeper to go to Root. Instinctively, it seems, thought, yeah, you have it.
That was a keeper's catch.
In a perfect world, either could have gone for it. It can sometimes be the consequence of either.
So 268 for 9. 75 to win, unlikely.
So slow, they're standing so close. And instinctively,
That's the keeper's catch.
His Pope's catch to the wicketkeeper's right. It was Pope's catch, to be honest, because it was on his right and at good height. And he did go just momentarily. He just went and then he pulled out. He thought Root is going to catch that. And that little movement really put Root off. Somehow Nassim is surviving here. You wouldn't say it's an orthodox technique. He's fiddling at the ball, and he fiddled at that.
Oh, it was a keeper's
You can
catch.
see how close England's slip fielders and wicketkeeper are standing A to the stumps and B to each other. In swinger, well defended.
Pakistan 9 for 268.
Minds that if Stokes keep bowling those in-swingers. It's the out-swinger which is really bothering him, causing all sorts of trouble.
Stokes won for 69 his last ball. He's at
Nassim survives. It's around about 30 minutes, we reckon, before the light will become
30 minutes. Well, is it survivable for these two batters?
We've got a drinks break now, which will eat into that time. So stay with us. It's going to be an absolutely fascinating end to this test match.
Could be. Well, if you can't see anyone not winning this, seriously. We've got a drinks break now. There'll be another half an hour to go. It's not long. We're Shark for basketball. We're talking about PointsBet, which is a media company, which or a betting company, a gambling company. I'm going to get a drink, guys. Ask me any questions.
You need to find some good quality tea. I'm using hardwood. Now create the frame. Now's the time to decorate.
I'm actually saying why. Why? Because that's the time when we go on because of light. Pakistan ought to change their mentality. Red ball cricket has been changed. Well, it's still pretty damn good. So they need to change their white ball setup now, so they certainly do.
Come on, boys, let's snap some mud on these bricks.
Australia going to start finding bowls appropriate for the type of cricket. You got Cummins just reached 200. You got Hazelwood on 200 plus. Start close to 300, and of course Lyon with some 440 odd. Great bowling records, commendable, but something's not right. And Ben Stokes is not happy. They're all looking towards Joshing on a bit of anger here. The Pakistan batsmen, the umpires are inside. They're having a bit of a yarn. We're not sure what it's about. Something's not right. Why are the umpires in the dressing room? Why is one umpire? Something's not right. That's why it's more dangerous to start. Well, we haven't really seen much of ourselves. Let's wait and see. Okay, so Ali had to go to the toilet. He's coming out again. The umpire went in there and found out what he was doing. Is he to be dismissed for being in there for too long? Ali went in there to go to the toilet, and the umpire followed him in, and not happy, I'm pretty sure, on the drinks break.
Ben Stokes had a double teapot on to say, where have you been? Credit to Ali, he's run back on. He may have needed a toilet break. The time of the essence here, the light is fading.
England are not happy with this drinks break.
They are ready after drink. Stokes is not amused. He is ready.
But you wouldn't think it should be long enough to delay the obvious.
Jimmy Anderson is ready. England 1 wicket away from a famous victory.
1 wicket from a famous victory, they're saying. Pakistan 9 for 268. And Mashrat Rahal is laughing. Ali's facing with people all around the back. And he's cut the ball down. They've actually got 2 silly mid-ons, a short leg gully, 2 leg slips as well. That's 2, 3, 5 right there. A silly mid off and a short cover is 7. 2 slips is 9. Keeper 10. and the bowler. It's 11.
England will be hurrying. Pakistan in no hurry.
I'll tell you what, if Ali keeps doing this, he might be okay.
Keaton Jennings will be getting closer and closer on the offside, as close as he can without standing on the strip, to try and catch it off the face of the bat.
Keaton Jennings is a monster right next to the batter there. The shadow is there's a bit of a shadow cast, but it's going the other way. Ali facing Anderson. Very deliberate block. If the pitch is so damn flat, you can get away with this.
Muhammad Ali's looked quite comfortable out there. And before you say it, Ness, this is not commentary discuss. If he gets out this ball, I'm just talking about the 11 balls that he's played. He's played really well. His defense been organised.
He is, but can Anderson go a bit
Nassim
forward?
Shah has faced 31 deliveries through 6. Ali's faced 11 without scoring.
He does go forward, but it floats in.
Anderson
Solid ball.
swings it in. Anderson, though he's 24th over,
On debut.
4 for 36, deserves a fifer, big time.
22 minutes to
Nerve-wrenching. Ben Stokes has done everything he possibly can to make this an England victory. He can't knock a damn thing Ben Stokes has done. Anderson deserves the 5th wicket. Ooh.
He leaves that one. Keep an eye on Pope back there. He's rolling at the stumps occasionally. Keep an eye on the catching as well. They've already let one through between Pope and Root.
Really, the catch between Pope and Root should have been taken. Pope completely, the ball was well snicked and the shoulder height, chest height, no issue was within the grasp of Ollie Pope, who's not a regular keeper.
2 leg slips. Anderson now going round the wicket, change of angle.
So Anderson around the wicket, change of angle here to Ali, who's been good so far. Oh,
Not toe first, it's bat.
full toss.
Another couple of minutes tick by. 268 for 9.
268 for 9.
England
Pakistan need 75 runs, well, they won't be getting that. England need one wicket. Ali's faced 14 balls for his nothing, and the same 31 balls, sorry, for 6 runs. Stokes is back on now, 1 for 16 of 18.
Maybe another 10 minutes umpires allow fast bowling.
Stokes will pull out something. He's got a short ball has popped, gone to nowhere.
Just feigns it off. If he's sensible, he'd call for a physio to come on. Try and use up some time. He's okay.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali just ran all the way and had a word. Did he suggest anything? No, Nassim Shah's taken guard again.
He's hurrying on that.
Oh, jeez.
This is fabulous bowling. Fabulous ring.
Paul popped out to the stump and he's shied at it.
That was just too good for him.
Oh, so close to bat, so close to glove. Played down and just bounced the second slip there. I think so. Can't be Pope's keeping, so. Not sure whose second slip is there.
Every delivery is being cheered on. Nassim Shah and Ali so far fend off 29 deliveries.
Well, that seems surviving. Amazingly so. What a grooving match. Deserved. Well, it could well be a last ball win here. Oops, the short ball doesn't work. Bring Ollie Robinson back on, who's off the field apparently.
Stokes
Nassim's faced 36 deliveries for a 6. One was a nick that's gone through the keeper. Ali's on none for 14. Nassim has been very impressive with his blocking. So that's Stokes is 19th over 1 for 69. Pakistan are 9 for 268. Still some 75 runs in arrears, but we haven't got a lot of time going on here. They're bringing on Leach, it looks like, to break it up. Having bowled 17 overs, none for 56. And Stokes is getting a bit nervous, but look, even if Pakistan get away with a draw here, huge commendation to Stokes. It's been amazing. Huge commendation to Stokes. Leach is bowling. With men all around the bat now. He's got, 2 still limit offs. He's got 2 slips. If not 3 slips, he's got 2 slips, 2 still limit offs. Still limit on. Short leg go, leg slip. Short mid off, mid on. Everyone's up.
Play with the bat. Try and keep it down as Ali would be thinking. Get the bat in front. Get it down back onto the surface.
Big result for Pakistan. They can draw this. And Ali's been fantastic so far. We've seen so many results where Stokes and Jack Leach have been involved. Normally when it's batting, not bowling.
Just chuck it outside off and get him poking at one that brings Gully into play. Inside edge.
Oh, good.
Rookie's on his knees.
Just a bit of an inside edge, but Nassim saying that the ball's just coming straight.
Keaton Jennings is basically on his knees.
And again to Brook.
It was a book.
Another couple of minutes tick by. Still 1 wicket needed. It is not about overs, it is about time. One thing about Leach bowling this end, it means that Stokes at the far end gets his overs in quicker.
And they're trying to make out there's only 3 minutes left. I'm not sure. Umpire's just gone off.
The light meter, the dreaded light meter's out for the first time.
Stokes was very quick to run to the umpire to take that new ball, not wasting any time.
He's just got to make sure he
Ben Stokes has just taken the new ball. Last straw here, last throw of the dice. And I guess the new ball's the right thing to do. The runs are irrelevant. He's got 4 slips. He's still bowling the old ball, is he? I'm not sure if he picks up the new ball or not. Ali's faced 20 deliveries for his 0 so far. Oh, ball's to the ground.
The time ticking away. Is it the time now to get that new ball, or will he wait for Jack Leach's over?
Still haven't used the new ball.
It seems as if, especially with the spin, normally very relaxed.
Well, he's playing the shot to a ball which he probably could leave.
At the moment, it's just going through with his bowling, and I think Shah's been able to defend.
Well, I've been on almost an hour now since basically play started, about 15 minutes of the play starting. So
They should zip a little bit quicker. Doesn't get it
And the
right.
new ball went wayward down leg side. That looks like the new ball being taken, I'm guessing.
Just needs to gather himself.
All right, it looks like the new ball's in his hands. So he bowled the one delivery with the new ball. Now he's bowling the second with some 2 balls left and it's over. Oh, this thing's playing a very strange way. He's very happy though, very cocky. One ball left.
From Pakistan's last pair, 43 deliveries between the two of them now.
I'm not saying we've got even more praise for this. 42 balls for 6. Ali 20 balls for 0. Stokes has bowled 20 overs, 169. Pakistan can get away with this. It's huge for the World Test Championship.
We went off 438. Day 2, we went off 452. Day 3, we went off 455. Yesterday, we went off 450. So they still have time.
Okay, so they're predicting a 450 or thereabouts. So they've got 20 minutes still to play. And Ollie Robinson's back on. So this is absolutely crucial now. I can't see him surviving Robinson. And the new ball.
Yeah, it's gone with Robinson. He hasn't trusted Leach with the new ball. That's an interesting decision. I would have thought that he would kept Leach on with the men around the back. The new ball attacked that front back. And suddenly, with every block,
Ollie's getting lauded over every time he blocks. 22 deliveries now. 65 from both these batsmen.
Bouncer to tail ender with the new ball. Length looks comfortable. Yorker bouncer. Take the pitch out of the equation.
Bouncer takes the pitch out of the equation.
He's a bouncer.
Ball short outside, just letting it go is the only way to go.
everybody willing it on. Miami want the edge. They want it to end. Rawalpindi crowd on the whole, they want it to go the distance and then end.
Kept a bit low. That was banged in. That was pretty well played. It's thumbs up from Ali.
Ali's been very impressive. She got the 12 more often.
He's done well so far. 24 deliveries.
Oh, that ball absolutely took off. That's the 25th delivery that Ali had to face, followed by Nassim's 43. 68, so that's 11 plus overs that had to face these two. The way the short ball has to be directed at the body, not above the head. Yeah, hopes, this chance. World factography, you're right.
Stokes just having a word here. Not overly happy that the tail enders change gloves. Usually they don't even have a second pair of gloves, some of them. But Nazim has found the second pair. And it brings a smirk to Stokes' face. We've all been
The vast amount of Pakistan's should stop playing Test cricket. That's the bit. So most of the that's the most Stupidest comment I've ever heard. Well, then India should stop playing Test cricket too. Well, what are you saying? It's rubbish. Afghanistan's playing the best of all of them, by the way. What are you talking about? Why should Pakistan stop playing Test cricket? This is amazing. Most enthralling Test match I've seen in a long time. I love this. Well, I'm not sure what Naseem was trying to do then. There was no need to go and slip down the wicket there a bit. Got a feeling that Leach is the loose bowler that they could. That's the way to play it, Naseem. Let it go. You've still got possibly up to 15 minutes to play here. Oh, that looks out. That is out. Leach has taken the wicket. He's taken Naseem. He's got an LBW with a virtual straight ball. And that's it. England have won. There's a review going on. That is plum. Yeah, England win, it looks like. India can't beat New Zealand, so they'll give them Test cricket. No. Oh. Naseem, after facing 45 deliveries, has been given an LBW. It looks like he's out. I mean, England have won this Test match. Well, the struggle now since 2023, I don't know about that. I don't think so. They're going to win. I don't think they're going to win. Oh, plum. No bad. Only bad.
Just waiting for the ball tracking job.
Pakistan will be all out for 268. And 75.
Pitch in line.
Yeah, out.
And it's hitting the stumps.
Yep.
So you can stay with your decision, Joel.
Tremendous.
And signal now.
All out for 268, Pakistan. So England win by 74 runs. One of the best efforts of Ben Stokes as a captain. Tremendous performance. Pakistan tried pretty hard, but they were up against it.
And England win for the third time, only the third time ever in Pakistan. Lahore in 1960.
It's only the third time ever that England have beaten Pakistan in Pakistan, and in such a dramatic, bold declaration. It is outstanding Test cricket, I must say. Ben Stokes has to be very happy with the performance. Ollie Pope again. And Pakistan playing defensive brand of Test cricket, they're struggling in a home condition. Teams like striking compared to. No, it doesn't mean that Pakistan aren't. This is enthralling Test cricket. I love the wicket. It's a batter's paradise. It's not just a bowling paradise. The batters have had to bat well, and we've seen 7 or 8 centuries scored. Brilliant. Most Test runs in Pakistan as well, and very close to the most Test runs ever in any Test, compared to even unlimited Test matches. This has been a sensational Test match. I love the pitch. I'm sorry, I love it. I think it's great. Can it be a batting paradise? So what? There's bowling paradises. What's the problem?
Questioned over the years, and what a performance from their 40-year-old veteran in Jimmy Anderson.
And Jimmy Anderson, what a great performance. He put in a magnificent performance. Took 4 wickets in the second innings. He's got 672 wickets now. He's only 36 behind Warren. And with a couple more games on his belt this summer, or the away summer, and then towards next summer when he plays in Australia, against Australia, he's very likely if there's 30 odd wickets. And then probably retire middle of next year and be second highest behind, Morley. So it's a pretty good effort. Crawley batted well. Ollie Robinson bowled well. He got 4 wickets. Ben Stokes played extremely well, especially as captain. The 4 wickets that Anderson took were fantastic. Great performance. Will Jacks took 6 in the first innings. Another great performance. I don't support Pakistan cricket, Dabasi. I support good cricket. They did wickets. So we go to Sri Lanka. They bowl spinning wickets. India bowls spinning wickets. Israeli bowls fast wickets. It's not a matter of any of that stuff. It's quite incredible. Hi, I'm live on my YouTube channel. I'm just talking about cricket.
Okay, yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, ciao. So Ben Stokes is ecstatic. It's really quite impressive. Ollie Robinson played particularly well. Brendan McCullum's tactics with Ben Stokes is fantastic. Very happy indeed he should be. So Ben Stokes is going over somewhere. I'm not sure where he's going.
It's all because of the captaincy, the intent, the way that England went about redefining Test cricket on a truly.
He's going up the race. I'm not sure what's going on there. And so, wow, what a remarkable win. One of the great captains in matches. Yes, I agree.
Since you've been out here for Test match cricket, it's well been worth the wait, I tell you. And that was the winning moment. The new ball that just skidded off.
So Richard Vernon just said he couldn't come on today, but he said it was a fantastic match. When England scored 6.7 runs and over, and really the win. Massive credit to Stokes and McCullum. Absolutely. No fear. Great result. Stokes and Anderson both masterminded this with Ollie Robinson, and the batters, Duckett 100, Crawley 100, Pope 100, kept pretty well too. And then Harry Brook, massive century in the first innings and a very good 87 in the second. Great performances all round, really. Quite an incredible structure I've got there. Great middle approach. There's no doubt about that at all. So the match summary as it stands, England got 657 in their first innings. Harry Brook, I think, 153. Mamoon got 4 for 235. It's like batting performance. And then in the Pakistan's first innings, they had centuries as well from Imam Alak, and of course Shafiq and Bubba came and scored a century, a big one. So they got back to total they're only 71 runs difference in score. Then England declared very boldly and left Pakistan with 343 to get, and they can only get 268, and they missed out by 74 runs. And we're now here seeing Mike Atherton there with Mark Butcher, Kumasan Kari and Ward there in the host studios. England won by 74 runs. Quite an amazing result, really. Because England knows the difference. So, teams should stop touring in Pakistan. Experiencing lots of banking debt. No, that's not true. It is absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. I hate hearing that because a dead wicket's the same as a spinning wicket. We're finishing tests in 3 days in Australia, and sometimes that's disgusting. Finishing in 5 days, that's more like what it's supposed to be. It's a batting dead wickets, but it's a batting paradise. We've seen 7 centuries today. We've seen Ben Stokes pull a rabbit out of the hat and win it. I think it's magnificent. No, I don't know the Bastards. I don't agree. You're tells your opinion, but I just think Bubba Azam's a great player. No fear, but the way that Ben Stokes is an absolute legend. Great captain, great all-rounder, does what he has to do when he needs to in all formats. He played well in the T20 World Cup. He won it virtually for his team with Josh Butler. Won an ODI World Cup not long ago through his batting at the heroics. Then he's won Test matches at the end as well, batting and bowling. Ben Stokes is a legend of the highest order. James Anderson won a record of 672 wickets, only behind Morley and Warne. 30 odd behind Warne. He's going to probably beat him given enough time. Ollie Robinson took 4. Paul Jackson, his first Test match, congratulations, took 6 on a dead wicket. No, you can't say this is a dead wicket. It created a great Test match, superb Test match. We can't just have all wickets that move around and spin. Some in Australia bounce like hell, and we're favoured. Some pitches spin like hell in Sri Lanka and India, and then they're favoured. Pakistan love a dead track. That's the way it is. But Azam's not a selfish player. I wouldn't agree with that. Ben Stokes just won 6 Test matches as a captain, and you'll call him a great captain. Why do you keep going against him? If you're not seeing what he's done in all 3 formats, brilliant. He needs to be responsible. But anyway, Ben Stokes showed real merit in Cup. I don't understand why you guys are bagging both Ben Stokes and Razan. They're both brilliant players. The reality of Pakistan cricket, they've been fantastic. They keep producing great players. Azhar Ali's a magnificent long-term batter who's done well over many, many games. Imam al-Haq, brilliant centuries. Shafiq, brilliant centuries. I don't know why. Yeah, the truth is, Bazball of England wins the match. It's the mentality of Brendan McCullum through Stokes that's allowed this to happen. That's correct. James Anderson would have bowled differently, perhaps. But it was a worthy game. It was a great. I watched it all. It's gone right to the last day of 5 Test matches. I'm sick of watching Test matches that go 3 days. Absolutely sick to the eye teeth of Australia bowling on a wicket with a green top that they get wickets coming out of their ears. I hate that. I want to see game that's either balanced or goes 5 days. That's what Test cricket is. 5 days, not 3 days. I think it's wonderful the way they play. So I disagree with all of you. I think that this is a magnificent Test match. Pakistan did fight very hard. England just happened to be better. They scored. England scored 4 centuries. Pakistan scored 3, 3.5. You can't knock both batting sides. And in the case of Ben Stokes was fantastic. Pakistan did fight today. They did fight. There's no doubt they fight. They got a lot of 70s and 60s in their batting performance. Shazil batted well, very well. But England just kept at it. Well, Pakistan's losing at home yesterday, but they haven't played at home for 20 years. Give them a break. They've been playing particularly well in the away, which became their home. Pakistan haven't played at Pakistan because of the amount of crap that's gone on. They've been playing for the last. Imagine if India never played at home and then suddenly played, it would be hard.
To Joe Root, that's another beautiful bit of captaincy, and then taking the
Pakistan's unfortunately lost them. That's not good. They're not the top World Test Championship side against Australia, and at this point in time, South Africa, unfortunately, we'll see how they go against Australia in the incoming Test. But Australia looks almost certain to make the World Test Championship final, but it could well be India that makes it if they do well against Australia in India in February, March. That's the way it'll go. It was a sumptuous test, no doubt about but considering the fact that Pakistan playing at home, they must have won. Well, okay. The reality, I mean, it was a great Test match. This was 5 days of Test cricket. I love this. I love seeing batsmen get big runs, bowlers toiling and having to work hard. Ben Stokes has pulled a rabbit out of that. James Anderson bowled fantastic. Ollie Robinson bowled fantastic. Even Jack Leach towards the end was very, very good. No, well, it won't be a Pakistan-Indian World Test Championship final. It'll be Australia versus someone, I'm afraid. They did suit Pakistan cricket, but they had no choice. They had to play anyway. They lost their home turf. Yeah, Asian countries need to think seriously that not performing well in the ICC as well. Kapoor, I don't know. I think there's still a lot of hope there for cricket in that level. I think that you got to come back to the reality of all this. So
that high release point and the fitness, put those together, and that's a pretty good package.
What did you sense in terms of their determination to keep going once?
Yeah, the determination of England has been fantastic. Amazingly, England are not in the World Test Championship. They're playing well enough. They've left their run a bit late, yes.
Sit on the balcony and just get a sense of the
atmosphere.
And the Pakistan crowd, have been terrific in this game. We've had good crowds all
okay, so Mo Ham says Pakistan beat England by 3-0 margin in the Triple Orange World Series by 2-0, and now with the UAE. You're right. Yeah, with Pakistan. Yeah, they were a bit poor. They got a lot of blokes out too. They've got very few regular bowlers in there. They've lost quite a few of their bowlers, which is a pity. And their spin bowling department's not as good either. So, yeah, there's the problem they've got. Well, if Australia play bad cricket in South Africa, they won't be playing bad cricket in South Africa. In Australia, Australia's going to nail them. We know that. In Australia, they will. Then the big test for Australia will be in India. 5 tests. Now, that could be, if India do well against Australia in India, it'll probably mean Australia will play India in the World Test Championship final. It won't be Australia. Australia smack South Africa, and then, if Australia smack South Africa, which they probably will, and then Australia get beaten by India in India, which they probably will too, I'm afraid. It'll probably be an Australia-India World Test Championship final, or maybe Australia versus South Africa, but I think it'll be more likely Australia versus India. That's my prediction.
Well, I wouldn't argue with it. I certainly wouldn't argue with him, by the way. But I suspect it will maybe go to Harry Brook.
Harry Brook, yeah, probably deserves the player of the match. You have to think so.
What was the one thing that has prized open this game? It was the rate at which England scored, which is to take nothing away from the bowlers and 20 wickets. But they got that opportunity.
Harry Brook, really.
And I think probably Brook.
Harry Brook's 150 and then a further 87 was magnificent. But then Ollie Robinson 4, James Anderson 4 at the end. They both did their great jobs. And just the way that Crawley and Duckett started with them Pope, and ultimately Brook brilliant. And then the counter by Pakistan, Imam and Shafiq did really well as well, both getting centuries, followed by Babazan's massive century. So you can't knock either side in that regard, for sure.
Perhaps have to rebalance it slightly, so they've not just got the 3 teamers that you're talking about with their various elements.
Well, it's a quick turnaround, 3 days. You don't know how everybody's going to rock.
So they've got a game against Malta in 3 days, which is a bit close.
Expecting it to be very different. And of course, Liam Livingston's going home, so they'll have to make one change. Ben Folkes, one assume, will come in. It's a good point you make about rejigging that bowling.
Well, Mark Wood's probably going to come into the side. There's all this kind of stuff that happening.
All ahead of us, and we'll get a clearer idea in the day or two ahead of Multan. I guess right now, right here and now, it's a day.
Yeah, so
to be enjoyed.
Absolutely. Michael, thank you very much.
If Australia beats England in the Ashes next year, then Australia's number 1 team. Well, we know that. Doesn't matter. India series, India makes rubbish wicket. Now we're talking about the World Test Championship. The Ashes will be too late to qualify as games put to that. So really, it's against South Africa now and against India that will count and will decide. Australia's almost certainly through to be in one of the 2 World Test Championship positions, playing either India or South Africa. I don't think India will beat. Australia won't beat India in India. New Zealand beat India and England last year and check India and draw. Yeah, okay, fair enough. That's the way it'll go.
We had a feeling that they would try and score as fast as they possibly could in the second innings to set it up.
So yes, Pakistan versus England. England win by 74 runs. Very convincingly. Very convincingly indeed. So under the circumstances, it was a magnificent victory for England.
Here you go. We're going to give you. You've done nothing.
Certainly presented with the opportunity.
Absolutely brilliant.
You've done nothing really in the game. It's been us that's made all the running. We are also going to give you the chance to win it. And then we're not.
India will beat Australia. I'm pretty sure that's too.
It's not that.
And then we're not
Anyway,
with the 4:30 call or whatever it might be, and sit here and watch every single ball of a Test match. But I don't think I've missed one.
I mean, I know you played on some raging bunts in certain parts of the subcontinent, but you also played on some
England
flat pitches, and to force a victory on it, those sort of pitches, that type of
defeat.
Without a Murray as well, by the way.
without Murray. I mean, just explain how tough it is.
It is, and for some reason, the flattest wickets I've ever played on are in Pakistan. And every time we've gone there, there's been very little lateral movement, very little turn, unless they had the Danish Canarias and the Glaciers.
No, it's quite a bit different on the fifth day.
It's extremely difficult to force a result, and you have to have either a brilliant of a bowler or a batter who single-handedly can take the game away from you. I think this is where the difference between and the marriage between the two as well of captaincy and leadership counts.
So look that way.
Because we had Ben Stokes, the captain.
Ben Stokes' captaincy was absolutely
the decision to delay
first class.
Was a master stroke. His feels the way he wrote it.
First class.
Put a lot of pressure on himself and the fast bowlers to deliver. But also his
Absolutely first class.
What he's asked this side to do is stop complaining about the pitch. I mean, can you imagine Jimmy Anderson on a pitch like this, bowling his heart out, going at a miserly rate and not having a single complaint?
It wasn't magnificent by James Anderson. There's no doubt. He did bowl his heart out.
Started complaining from day one and being grumpy the way through. Again, just before they went off the tee, he had a huddle as well. And then I think he just willed that win out of his team. So his leadership has been exceptional, and that counts. Because with the
Brilliant effort by England.
Going to your shell and say, oh, just play this one out. And
Audition. Is that where you're from, Debashis? Okay. Stokes is audacious captain. He isn't timid and coward like Bubba. Bubba's, I don't know whether he's a coward. It's a bit hard. Okay, I'm not going to go into a Bubba discussion here because he was beaten by a better side.
If it's a loss, that's fine. Let's go out there and enjoy.
England scored 657, and then Pakistan had the ability to come back and score 570 odd runs. They weren't exactly that far different. So Ollie Robinson got the player of the match with his Ollie Robinson got the player of the match, not the batters, with his 4 wickets in their second innings. Interesting because I would have given it to one of the batters, probably Kerry. I certainly wouldn't, or even Will Jackson for bowling, but Ollie Robinson, yeah, because of the crucial nature of his performance towards.
The pitch wasn't that favourable for our seamers, but we managed to get the ball going. I'm just toiled away all day today. I think every single man out there today.
Actually got 5 wickets in the match.
So it's really more about sticking to basics in conditions like these and just wait for your opportunities as a bowler.
Yeah, I think so. We had to be patient at times. We knew there'd be partnerships, but we knew if we could get fresh batter in against the reversing ball that we'd have a good chance of sort of getting a bang bang.
And then Ben Stokes declaring in
Ollie
that
Robinson
puts a little more responsibility.
deserved to be given an award, but man of the match, I would have given it to Harry Brook.
We knew it'd be hard, obviously, but we just toiled away, like I said, all day. But the batters gave us that opportunity, scoring the runs as quickly as they did. We wouldn't have had the time that we had to get those wickets. So a lot goes to them as well.
Would you put this right up there in one of your performances in this?
I think so, yeah. Coming to Pakistan and playing on these flat wickets, probably the best test I've had so far, definitely.
So Ollie Robinson, player of the match,
Congratulations on Vegas.
with 5 wickets. I mean, Will Jackson got 6, so anyway.
All right.
He bowled well, especially in the second innings. It was very important.
Of course, the outstanding bowling performance as well. Now I'll request the captain of Pakistan, Babar Azam, to please come and have a few words with us.
Baba Azam's having a few words.
Babar, testing test match overall, when you have 650 plus runs scored in just a day and a half, you're always catching up on the game.
Yes, we are catching. Yes,
Well, yeah, when someone scores 650 runs against you, you're going to be up against it. And they scored 5-7, so the board was also right back into the match. Look, I don't knock this pitch at all. Yeah, Ahmed Raza, I'm not surprised that Harris Ralph's out. His injury was pretty serious. And William Williams is probably out of the second test as well. And even James Anderson might be good if he. But yeah, I'm not surprised Harris Ralph. It's a pity at first test he missed out on his opportunity.
Yes, I think our bowling is young.
That's not true. They're going to win. India's going to win. Pakistan's going to win plenty of That's the come against two good opponents, Australia and England.
All credit to my bowlers. After the injury, they have bowled very well, and our spinners are bowled good.
As a captain in the field, you always would be having a thinking cap on the opposition.
I mean, had Pakistan batted first, they may have scored 600 as well.
To be honest,
We just don't know.
Because of you think differently, and then opponent you score like 7.5 and 6.5. So we plan to stick to our plans, but I think reality was the team England teams.
Did the declaration surprise you during tea, or you were expecting this had to happen somewhere around?
We are expected, so we are planned.
I'm very proud to have reached 34,000 subscribers today. Yeah, that's right. I mean, Raza, you're right. Pakistan bowlers were inexperienced this week, isn't it? Really, that's true. They were all inexperienced. I think Nazim Shah, he's such a young kid. Shaheen Afridi wasn't here. They were missing some of their spinners.
In the end, opposition goes one up in the series. What are the positives that you'd like to take from here to Multan?
We have a lot of positive things. We have our batting lineup is performing very
Yeah, the
well.
positive things are the batting lineup for sure.
Also very well. So we try to continue that momentum in this match.
All right, thank you very much for talking to us. Babar Azam, the captain of Pakistan.
Ben Stokes is coming in now.
Ben Stokes, the winning captain of England, to please come and have a few words with us.
Very happy he would be, Ben Stokes.
Such a roller coaster when you started off batting, first inning 6.5 runs and over, second inning 7.5. This was already planned, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things that you can plan for, which is obviously the way that we want to go and approach Test cricket. But some of the things that you can't plan for is obviously what happened to the squad.
Yes, there's looks like that. Very good chance Lance Morris is going to play that test, or more importantly, the Brisbane test, which is the Pacer pitch. He's coming in to bowl. They're not putting him just to hang around.
A little bit under the weather, and some key individual performers. Like Will Jacks getting the nod to make his debut about 3 minutes before team time, and then Popey having to don the gloves. Obviously, with the crucial role batter number 3. You go through this whole test.
Yeah, going over for Ollie Pope was given the keeping gloves to keep batting at first drop, getting 100, along with the openers Crawley and Duckett for his debut. And then, of course, Harry Brook, what a magnificent set of debuts he's had too, with 100 and good 87.
No, not particularly. I think it's we've played for eight or 9 test matches now with myself and Brendan in charge. And
I don't think Will Sullivan's going to get a go anytime soon. Xavier Bartlett maybe, but certainly Lance Morris, yeah.
We're always going to look to go out and take the positive route with whether that be with bat or ball in hand, and try and not sort of second guess ourselves with what the opposition's going to offer. We know we're a very exciting team, and obviously it's a great batting surface to bat on. So it was a real opportunity for the talent that we've got in the dressing room to go out and express themselves. And we've got some broken bodies up in that changing room after this last 5 days. Got Jimmy at 48 now, I think. They probably like me saying that, but having the lads running and chucking all day like that today is honestly, as a captain, it's amazing to see the amount of enthusiasm in the heart that everyone shows. The lads in the field. Keaton Jennings coming out, and fielding for Liam Livingston, who unfortunately has got an injury, and being under the lid for all that time. I don't think I've seen a group of players who want to put their body on the line as much for the other 10 guys out on the field. So really special, really good players.
You seem to be reading the game very well, even session-wise. All the decisions that you made just kept paying off, and especially that declaration that you did during.
Not a question of the declaration, but it was bold.
Yeah, well, we wanted to.
Very bold.
We wanted to come here to Pakistan and carry on with our mantra of exciting cricket and giving ourselves the best opportunity to win a test match. I've got no interest in playing for the draws. The dressing room's got no interest in playing for the draws, and always trying to look at the positive options. And on wickets like this, you've got to make things happen. With the way that you go out and play, score your runs quickly, hopefully, and then make some pretty rash and bold decisions with your field placings and bowling changes and stuff like that. Because I felt on this kind of wicket, it was almost enticing the batsman into playing some attacking shots, which is where you're going to get the opportunity to take a wicket. whereas today we were very fortunate they managed to get the ball reverse swinging, and that obviously brought our seam bowlers back into it.
Cracking effort, really.
Is to predominantly go with our seam bowlers, and that paid dividends with the spell of James Anderson and Robinson. I thought absolutely fantastic today.
The calculation of the declaration just seems so perfect. Though Pakistan started off pretty well last night in the final session, this morning they were getting the required runs or the run rate that was needed.
Brilliant.
At any point you felt that you want to revisit?
Asad Shafiq is better than Aga Tolman and Safra. Better than Rizwan. No, I don't think Rizwan's he's the right keeper. And Aga Salman or Asad Shafiq is different than Shafiq that was playing. May well be. I'm not sure, Manhan. He said he must prepare docile bit tracks. Then they'll know their baseball approach. Well, that was a pretty docile pitch, let's be honest.
Maybe up there with one of England's greatest away test match wins. It's incredible, there's pretty lots of words for that dressing room, and I just think that.
And Stokes, what a great captain. What a huge captain. What a huge player. Really the best all-rounder at the moment, the best captain, I would argue. And certainly the best team. England, even though they're not going to make the World Test Championship. The next cycle, they will.
And a deserving win, and loved and enjoyed all 5 days.
Thank you very much, Jason.
I think India and Australia will be playing because Australia will smack South Africa, and India will probably beat Australia, so it'll bring it back to us.
Not least because, as you mentioned, all the drama before.
So England won by 74 runs. Very impressive indeed.
Obviously, Ben Folkes didn't make it. Will Jackson's given his cap late, and all of a sudden they come away with a victory. But let's go back to the crux of the drama today after tea. 5 wickets away. We knew light would be closing in. Ollie Robinson to start with.
Ollie Robinson did change the match at the end there, yes.
Also, the support they got to ensure that the ball was reversing a lot more than we ever saw it in any of the other days. And that's what exactly you need as a bowler to be able to do what Ollie
Got even credit for that.
His lines were really good. He bowled to the field, he attacked the stumps, and once in a while the short ball was also bowled really well to push the batter back. His fitness, his control, his skill, he's really come along in these 5 days and become a bowler. And what a
Decent catch there.
It's been a great post day. Just the bowling of Anderson was brilliant as well. Great keeping by Pope, even though he missed one towards the end there. Didn't matter in the end of it.
all of the players contributed magnificently.
I mean, highly skillful in that passage of play, highly disciplined too.
Yeah, when the ball reverse swings, any bowler will tell you that when the ball reverse swings, your margin for error for length in particular is increased by quite a bit.
Very impressive.
This was the most obvious thing, I think.
It's 11 p.m. here in Australia.
Jack Leach bowled him over about 2 overs previously with the old ball, and you could see that Nassim pushing forward, and he was just inside edge.
All right, we've done well with this second session, guys. Thank you very much. We've got an hour and 37 minutes. We've finished off nicely. England have won this match, winning. Jack Leach taking the last wicket at LBW. He's got Nazim out there, I think it was. And really, that's won by 74 runs. England lead this series 1-0 against Pakistan, moving on to Multan and Karachi. Stay tuned. We'll talk more soon. All the best, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. View, like, and share the page, my YouTube channel, and subscribe. Hit the notification button. Watching out for more matches in the future. All the best. Good night.